you can get a second award in week 2 of the season.
Still didn't change that sound. Maybe I can't do it while I'm broadcasting, I guess. I tried beforehand. Couldn't figure it out. Output. I don't want all audio. Definitely don't want all audio in my ears.
Pretty good first step right there.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. So here are the Redskins under 6-year head coach Jay Gruden. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in 2019 from Ohio State. It's Dwayne Haskins. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Yeah, I just need to learn the playbook, how to run some of the newer plays.
Now the second year back from LSU, it's Darius Geis. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. 2nd down, Haskins slings this deep from McLaurin, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And for this offense, yellow highlighter around Trent Williams.
As well there should be. A Pro Bowl, all-pro type of a left tackle. So mobile, you can also see him as a tight end. This guy is a terrific football player.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. 3rd down, here's Haskins. And that will be incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Oh, my God.
Cowboys swarm in, and it's blocked. It's picked up, and this is a live ball, remember. An early special teams wake-up call there, their first drive, and they have the punt block.
And obviously they were giving the ball up, but that's not the way it's supposed to conclude. That ball's supposed to be downfield, better field position for your defense to work off of. Instead, you've given up a momentum play, and now you've got the other side excited.
A first down throw for Prescott. Going right side, he has Witten. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. And here's the Redskin defense.
That corner is Josh Norman. I would think he'd want to quibble a little bit. Actually, you know, Josh, we have a full discussion with the metrics people who say that maybe he's not the elite lockdown corner he thinks he is. He would say, ask all the receivers in the NFC East. They would think differently because a day against Josh Norman is a very difficult day for any receiver.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
I don't like how you have to be fixed.
Looking to throw, Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
The bull rush.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
I know I can put Madness there.
Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Apex. I'm solid.
They start on the ground with Geis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
I got the mic.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. They'll try and get it with Geis. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Take him out.
Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. You think back to last year, Dak Prescott was sacked 56 times, 2nd most in the league behind Deshaun Watson of the Texans. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll get 4 out of that, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And, Charles, we get a look here at the key inactives, and I tell you what, a big list for being this early in the season.
If there's any silver lining at all, you're hoping you can get these guys back, and now you'll play well down the stretch with them. But what you're also hoping is that the guys who have to play for them, the next man up mentality kicks in, and those guys take care of business.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
That's real high.
Carrying it in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
We got this.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
This should be a straight handoff.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And he'll be brought down. That's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Spamming speed burst, holding it in.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Shotgun handoff now to Geis.
That time
they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Here are the starters defensively for the Cowboys. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key.
I'd forgotten that we'll play Matthews.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Zadarius Smith from Baltimore was great football shooter.
They'll run with Geis. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Now a run with Geis. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. A good gain there on 3rd and 8 of 7 yards, and now a decision here on 4th and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I want to see
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
I don't think you actually handed it. That was a mess.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They play fake down. Oh, God. Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Why?
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Prescott from the gun. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away.
It's late at night. It's on East Coast.
This is taken at the 18. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now Haskins on 1st down. He's going to walk one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the 1st round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
On 3rd down, Haskins.
Are you kidding me?
And
that is incomplete. That was, well, I took something off of it. I put it on. I could have still put it on.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning.
Right,
hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Actually, so far, Trey Quinn has been making.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away.
Stay away. Stay away.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Dak and the Cowboys ready for their next possession. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. That would complete to Elliott.
I think it's your L3. You want to move back.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes us 2nd and 9. This is Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Cooper was the target there, but it'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They run the counter. It's Elliott, and not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On third down, it's Prescott. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And I like the D-line English.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On first down, this is Geis. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
He's going to burn him on this.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Haskins out to the left here to Reed. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They go play action with Haskins. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down.
Yeah. He's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Another try after the first down sack. Prescott, and they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Offense.
Yeah, there's emotion in the play.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Can I go with one?
And now again, the play clock's going to run out on him.
Offense.
So that one will be accepted.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Still first down.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
On second down, it's Thompson. Leighton Vander Esch, third in the NFL in tackles as a rookie last year. There on the stop. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Going for the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
He's a punt machine right now.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And out will come the offense as they take over. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the 2 teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. The Dallas passing game definitely in sync. They've got another first down.
Let's go, baby.
And he is the NFC rating offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
Now Prescott. That is caught inside the 5. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there, 26
Water
yards.
through a sink right now.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. One man in the backfield. That's Elliott on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott.
Crap. Animations.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Let's see what this does. Still doesn't get him out of the field.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
I'm trying to see how long plays take there.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it.
Look how he widened out.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
He's still got the ball.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. Here's a screen to Powell.
Why do they call him
A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Haskins.
Oh, the ball. Shit. I hit it
On the
3
right
times.
side, Reed. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Haskins. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first, this one from 38. And Hopkins' kick is good. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Bills who lead that one late in the second quarter. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. Deion Kane, a touchdown.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 40-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And if that safety keeps pushing over towards Davis, they're going to sprinkle
on play action, Haskins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense, great communication, no matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
So if he comes up, I'm throwing. If he stays back, I'm running.
Geis. Nice little juke. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on 3rd and medium. Proved to be the right call. 1st and 10.
Running lanes run a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back to the ground. This time it's
Peterson.
Peterson.
Oh, that was my fault. Cut it out.
He was brought down there by Will Parks.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They run again with Peterson. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Jalen Smith, who took a huge step forward last year, in on the tackle for Dallas.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. 55. Check 55.
On 3rd down, it's Thompson, and he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on third down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. You know, a lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year, franchise rookie record for Dallas en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. On 2nd and 7, Haskins. That's complete to his tight end, Sprinkle.
Oh, God,
and he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
This is Geis. And some space here.
Oh, my God.
Washington. Darius Geis, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point. So they went to the ground game on third, hoping to pick up the first, and they also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to have a pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, third down. They don't care that it's third and whatever. They figure they're going to throw the ball. And when you call a running play, I think you energize them. They can juice them up because I haven't met offensive linemen yet that likes to pass block more than they like to run block. And they opened up some nice holes there for him, and he took it to the house.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and that will put them on top here in the third. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Looked like they picked a heck of a time to run the counter.
And we've been saying that in this great game of football probably since we started playing. Anytime you get guys thinking you're going to go one way and you hit back the opposite side, it's a great chance it can turn into the type of play we just saw there, a big gainer.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now the former Redskin. Here's Alfred Morris. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 27, Prescott. Completes it to Jason Witten. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
From the red zone now, Prescott on the left side. Gallup's got it. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Prescott now. And this will be incomplete.
Come on, Landon.
Physical play on the football there.
$67
It's second down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. And that's Elliott, complete. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The kick by Marr is good. And with that, the lead changes hands here in this 3rd quarter. Now, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. As this unit comes back out there, let's focus in on Darius Geis. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They go play action now. Haskins.
Oh, see.
And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Turn it up. Kill, turn it up.
Yeah, I knew he was supposed to be.
Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4. Watch the pass, watch the pass.
Play action, Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. First down, here's a run with Peterson.
Oh, get back upfield. Get back upfield.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Night, sweetheart. Trump. No.
Here's Geis. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
I was about to
7 yards there and a first down.
Take it to the house.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Under 10.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance. Believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
That play was going to bust.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. Off to Geis on the screen. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And they'll get this down to the 10. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On 1st down, it's Peterson. Goes into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Adrian Peterson. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Redskins are going to retake the lead. That option pitch we saw, we don't witness a ton of that in the NFL, but it worked there down near the goal line for a score.
And it's actually a great call in goal line situations, because as more and more quarterbacks enter the league with that mobility and having run option in college, more pro teams are adding it to their arsenal. And now it's not just, does the quarterback run it, does he pitch it? Now they've added that 3rd element. He can rise up and throw the ball as well.
So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. And out across midfield down to the 45. The end result, 21 yards. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with the referee.
Oh, come on.
Trying to cover Cooper there a little too closely.
And he's such a tough cover because he runs his route so well. Hard to stay with him and hard to figure out exactly where the break points are. And in this case, he created another pass interference call.
Here's Prescott. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys have once again taken the lead. The touchdown all set up by the big play, one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score. And they finally get to him as he's taken down.
Johnny in the spot.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1, you want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Now a big spot for the rookie Haskins.
No!
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller, since the screen pass was available, whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Out of the gun, Geis. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Key to tight end, key to tight end. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Come on.
3rd down, here's Haskins. Looking long for his tight end read.
Oh, he got that one.
Unable to connect,
No.
Incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be blown dead right around the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball.
Yeah, get that.
Stripped, and the Redskins scoop it. The football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game, but they were in what was really called 4-minute offense, and that's practice, meaning taking care of the football, taking time off the clock, not giving them a chance to come back. But bottom line is, what did I say in the beginning? Taking care of the football. That didn't happen.
Didn't do it. A costly turnover.
54. Right there. 54, Mike. Check right, check right.
Following the turnover, it's Haskins. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to regain the lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Watch the eye. Check. That's free. That's him. Know your job. Slam. Back.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Game offense.
This certainly feels like they were wanting to go for two, but weren't really sure they should go for two. Do we, don't we? And guess what ends up happening?
5-yard penalty.
That's right. Now you probably line up and kick the extra point.
So here are the Redskins now, an important two-point conversion. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. And they'll still try and run for it. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Prescott on first down. From right side, taken in by Gallup.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
First down, Prescott. Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
yeah, I knew it was
It's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for him, you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all, and that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy has struggled, and now he's found a way to make things better. That's pretty good stuff right there.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach, frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Following the penalty, it's Peterson. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play there. Second down. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Again, Peterson. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here we go with Haskins. Now they go screen. It's complete. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Here's Tressway now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier.
Oh, I haven't forgot. I'm sure it goes.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So Dak and the Cowboys down by 5. Just over 1:40 to play. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Prescott urging his guys to go quickly. They need to get up and set. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Elliott. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back to throw.
There's no way they should
There's that man again. It's
Shit.
complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Completes it right side to Cooper. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 38-yard line. Back to throw.
Get off me. He's holding me. He's holding me over here.
And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
4 calls.
Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
So for Washington, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, They'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Redskins as we say so long from FedEx Field.
Hey guys, that is the long Ezekiel. Like that. Rat 43 from Peterson on a good catch. 1 TDs went to McClellan once, and that's it. That through 2 on Cooper. Elliott. Yardage, McClellan was 66. McClellan was, I don't know how you say it, McClellan was 66. Zeke was 63, so Zeke pulls in 63 pass yards, average 7.8 and 1 touchdown. And then running the ball, Zeke had 75 yards, 6.8 yard average and a touchdown. He had 7 yards left in contact. Exploded for 120 plus yard run. I think that was pretty good. So McLaurin had, there's Robert Woods' drop. They got that as a drop. Who do I drop the ball? So I was pointing out Robert Davis. Ross and Robert. It's Robert Davis that dropped the ball. Jordan Reed dropped the ball. McLaurin dropped the ball. Paul Richardson dropped the ball. Dallas Cowboys 0 yards. Zeke had 8 grabs. A lot of checkdowns. Witten had 6, 2 that were unbelievable. Cooper at 5, he's just disgusting. Gallup, nice addition. They didn't even make that chance for those, did they? McLaurin had 4, a little over half of what he had last time. He had 16.5 and a touchdown. 10 yards after contact. That's not bad. With the drop there. He was 3 for 31. Guys 2 for 6. Let's see, 2 for 3 other Reno dropped up. Only got it for 1. Top tackles and solo were Nicholson 7, Fabian, kind of like having this 200-pounder back there. He's in the corner, 4-3, sub 4-4-40. Top tackles. Total though. And Norman had 4, down by 3, Jones 3, a lot of subsets this week. Nicholson had 8 total tackles, so 1 assist. Norman had 2 assists, so 7, 7, 5. Holcomb in there with 4. He's my backup. Sub tackles, linebacker. Big linebacker. Collins with 4, kind of quiet game for me. He had half of a sack. See that. Perry with 1 sack, 4 tackles. Boston with 3. Hamilton with 3. Tackle for loss. Sacks, 1 for Perry. 1 for Ioannidis, 1 for Hamilton. Nicholson with 1. Norman. Safety, carry. Nice fantasy game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog. This be the green light, go. Time burn the pavement. People want to know what makes Posse Dave win. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, ahead, all being moved in a frenzy. The blends be all the right cred, meaning credentials. Best of both worlds when we rocking over pearls in the instrumental. Are you ready? Set, jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady.
Yeah, practice squad out.
For the show, but can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? To the counter of what kind?
Oh man, why is this stream so
We
long?
got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, pass to your receiver. All about running the